Yo, hello, and welcome to the Duo's Corner. Good morning on this Sunday morning here in the Shy. And today we're going to be talking about WrestleMania 41, Night 1 and Night 2 matches, our predictions. What do we think? What makes the most sense or what doesn't? Um, so we got the matches for Night 1 and 2, and I just want to kind of just say, isn't this kind of like lackluster? It's like they paid attention to like maybe four titles. That was the world titles, obviously, and the women's world titles. Everything else kind of seemed like, eh. Like, what's crazy to me is the newly won Intercontinental Championships for the women's is not being defended at WrestleMania. Like, why? If you want to introduce titles, they got to make them feel like they're a big deal. And that's the crazy part about this. It's like you have all these titles that you're generating, that you're creating. They have to be showcased. It's showcased. Jesus, just woke up. Bear with me. Showcased. So I I just don't know. It's like this WrestleMania 41 is really lack of build. And before somebody say, well, dude, like I've been watching for a very long time, and I'm not saying that it's not exciting and no one's anxious. Yeah, you're anxious to see what's gonna happen, but is it any match that I'm like I got to watch? Like I'll give you a great example when Austin and The Rock was going at each other. The Undertaker streak, especially when it got towards the tail end before Brock broke it, you were anticipating because you just really didn't know, and that was like the fun part of wrestling. Like you can kind of, I don't know. When you can kind of see the patterns, it's like, meh. But enough of me fucking Doctor Strange and going Columbo on this. Let's just jump into the matches here. So, this is night one in no particular order. I state in no particular order. So, WrestleMania night one, which is Saturday, April 19th, we have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, Chad Gable. Kudos to Chad Gable here. I didn't want him to get it this way, but hell, whatever works, works. And he deserves this moment. He's going against a legend and Rey Mysterio, and Rey's going to really give a lot to him and really make Chad Gable have his moment. Or excuse me, El Grand. 100% here, I have El Grand, aka Chad Gable. He worked his ass off to get to this WrestleMania. This is a huge thing for him. I know he's super happy. And I really think in night one, this can be a show stealer because Chad Gable's going to give everything he got. And I don't see Ray beating him here because he's just starting to get this gimmick over. So I think El Grand 100% lock him in. He's going to win. Naomi and Jade. Trinity needs this. Naomi needs to win. Once again, like I said, she's finally jumped to the dark side. She's really committed to it. I feel like she's doing a great job. You can tell she's enjoying this. Jade has a long path to go. A loss here won't help her. But what is going to help Jade Cargill is getting here in a singles WrestleMania match. We need more of her. She's just coming off. I know people like, well, she's just coming off injury. Yeah, she is. But she still got to get her legs underneath her. A loss here won't hurt Jade. A win here would tremendously set Naomi into this heel run because this might go a couple months, at least one more month. So, as Don King say, Jade can get on the comeback. We ain't worried about it. But I got Naomi here for the win. The World Tag Team Championships, we have the War Raiders versus the New Day. New Day here. They need to. They this heel turn to me for them has been very lackluster. They need some gold around their waist to kind of solidify that they're different. The Raiders have been kicking ass, but it's like they're kind of like a men versus boys in that Raw division. I almost kind of wish they were on SmackDown. But yeah, I would love to see the New Day win here, and the Raiders can just chase them for a couple months until they can kind of get that Raw tag team energy together. Like maybe just hypothetically, you flip. I think A-Town Down Unders over there. Go over there and flip them face, and have them go against the New Day. got pretty decent mic skills, kind of similar a little bit. There could be something there. But I got the New Day getting the titles again. We gotta shake it up. Okay, United States Championship, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu must win. You have built this tough son of a bitch up to a level of fucking 10,000. Jacob must win. Hands the fuck down. There's no way that he doesn't win. He has to win. Jacobs is the next guy. Because this is going to set up a story between him and Fatu. Now, if they go the cheat route where Solo try to run out and help and cost them, and then they start feuding, that'll be trash because Solo just lost a lot of his Aurora. So I don't even think you need to go there. I think a better story here is he goes in here, he wins, then Jacob Fatu wins, Solo comes out and give like a false sense we're on your side, and then they jump his ass. And then you can possibly do that. But I got Jacob here. I will be shocked if LA Knight retain. And now here come the bullshit. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's Championship. You asked me at Mania, I would have said Tiffany all day. Okay? Now, despite all the bullshit and all this, that, and the other, it's kind of murky. But I'm going to double down on it. I'm not going to panic. I think Tiffany wins here. I think she has to. Charlotte doesn't need it. That's the problem. You know, Charlotte, it's like she just needed something to do. She just did not need this. Charlotte didn't need it. So, I mean, Tiffany, I feel like this is going to be a really great match. But, yeah, I think Charlotte falls here. I don't think you bring all the shit that's happening. Even if that's bad promos, none of that bullshit happened. The story just wouldn't make sense for her to come back and just win like nothing. So I got Tiffy's here. And then we have the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Jey Uso. Out of night one, this is the only one I'm really kind of conflicted with. Because like I said before in many of my other videos, I don't want Gunther to lose here. Because that would have been 2 Manias in a row he lost, and he lost titles. And I don't think that's the answer. I don't care what type of story they're putting, Jay isn't ready. And it's not his fault. They just miscast him wrong. It's like he should have been got this edge, you know, this dark edge. It's like it's kind of half-assed that it took him to beat your brother to death, and now you all this dark, and you gonna bring out a side. I'm just gonna, I don't give a fuck. That's just who I am. Maybe it's the Leo in me. I'm just going Gunther retains. I don't see Jay winning. Sorry. And especially now that they got bumped from the main event. If they were in the main event, I would say, okay, Jay all day, because that visual with everybody eating would have been insane. Because you have to understand something. The placement of this match will dictate how the show will go. Because again, if Jay wins, the crowd is going to yeet all over themselves because they've been programmed to yeet. So that's going to be exhausting. So my prediction of the placement of this match is either going to be at the very beginning or it's going to be smack dead in the middle. Because your main event is Roman, Punk, with Fatty, and Seth freaking Rollins. But going back to the World Championship, I have Gunther retaining. I'm double downing. I don't give a fuck. Gunther's going to retain. And then you go to the main event, Rome, Punk, and Seth. Now, this main event is so convoluted because you really, the real true main event should have been fucking Punk and Rollins. Roman got just added by default to me. Which is nothing wrong with that. But it's like, come on, dude. It's like he keeps convoluting it. It just don't make sense. Now, my winner in this one is I have Rollins winning. Since that was a stupid ass favor, CM Punk decided to cash in, cool. But it's going to be Rollins. Rollins is going to retain. And I think Paul Fatty is going to go with Seth Rollins. Because Rollins needs this. Rollins became an afterthought in this feud. When it was him and Punk, it was white fucking hot. When Roman got in, Seth kind of slid all the way down to that little brother that no one really pays attention to. So Punk is fine. Roman is fine. Rollins needs this win. He needs this win. So I got Seth Rollins at the main event, getting the W. And that concludes night one. Not a bad card, night one. Now let's jump into night two, Sunday, April 20th. Now, not as big as a card just yet. So if they want to add some bullshit, I'm pretty sure they will. But this is what we're rocking with right now. AJ Styles, Logan Paul, like I said, kind of an insta feud. I thought that they were going to go with AJ Styles and Breaker. Maybe they're saving that for SummerSlam, which would be fine, no problem. But yeah, this is pretty, I want to say Logan Paul. Because Logan Paul's super athletic and he needs a good win. I'm not saying he got to start like a WrestleMania streak and shit like that, but he needs a good win. And I feel like AJ's very given in this, and AJ can get him any other time. If Logan can get a win here, that'll be great. I got Logan Paul. Next up, the Sin City Street Fight, Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. I've been saying this on this channel that ever since Priest came to SmackDown, his aurora has dipped tremendously. Like, this poor bastard is cold. He's a, you know how you look back in the day, like when you used to play the video games, you're like, yeah, that's a Raw superstar, or that's a SmackDown guy. Damian Priest is 100% Raw. No diddy. But he's Raw. You know what I mean? He's not a SmackDown superstar. Drew can bounce either way. He's just, Drew McIntyre. But Drew seems more comfortable on SmackDown because obviously that's where he started. I don't know who's going to really come up because it's a street fight and it's gimmick, so it's really no true advantage. And he did the fucking DDT on the steel deal. I think Damian Priest wins here. I think it's going to be a really great, hard-hitting match, but I think Priest gets the win here because Priest kind of needs it. I got Damian Priest. Next up, you got the Women's Tag Team Championships, Liv Morgan and Nobody Remember Raquel Rodriguez versus it's Cortania Jax, BBL Bailey, and Lyra. I really wanted to see Lyra defend her Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. She's been putting on great matches on Raw that nobody's really been paying attention to. Like the last one she had with Bailey was just absolutely phenomenal. And it's like, come on, like, dude, we could have made some real good traction with this. I don't see them winning the tag team championships. I think Liv and Raquel retain. They're too new, they're too fresh. And I think the two of them teaming up is part of a bigger story. Because Bailey wants that IC championship, because Bailey wants all the gold. She wants to be Kenny Omega. She wants to be the belt collector of the women's division. So I think that's part of a bigger story. Maybe a snafu happens, and then it leads into Bailey eventually turning on Lyra. So we'll see where that goes. But I got Livy Cakes and Raquel winning. And then this one could be a night 2 show stealer, or possibly a stealer of both nights as well. The Intercontinental Championship match, or the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship match. Had to say it like Macho Man. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn, Go Away, Balor, and my boy Dominic Mysterio. Dominic's winning. Dominic is winning. I think the story is the Judgment Day is basically hanging on by a fucking thread. And Dominic is going to win the title, and he's going to branch off and create his own group. Possibly another version of the LWO. I feel like factions and groups are making a comeback, or maybe he just takes over the Judgment Day and make it more, diverse and stuff like that. Maybe put more, he's going to do something great. I think, and then with a fatal 4-way, I believe, dude, you can get snaked. Just like on the video games, and this is right up Dominic Mysterio alley, and then you protect Breaker. Breaker doesn't have to get pinned. Because it's time for Breaker to go on to bigger, better things. This guy is a fucking monster. And again, it's like the mid-card right now. one-on-one, he could really obliterate everybody. So, Dominic, I got here 100%. Dominic's walking out of WrestleMania with the IC Championship. Next up, nobody remembers Io Sky versus Bianca Belair and Rhea Bloody Ripley. Guys, I got Io to retain. The story is they have not been putting respect on Io Sky's name. It's been Bianca and Rhea. I feel like this is going to be their downfall. They're going to be too much trying to beat the shit out of each other. And Io Sky is going to capitalize. And I think this is going to be a huge WrestleMania for her to beat two of the premier women wrestlers in the company right now. Maybe even in the industry right now. Yes, I have Io Sky retaining this championship. Yes. And then maybe, possibly, we will finally get a Bianca true heel turn where she just fucking snaps. Because Bianca's hanging on by a thread, too. She's trying to be together, and we still don't quite know what that whole Jade Cargill thing. Maybe more come out about that. So, I got Io Sky retaining here, 100%. And then we have the undisputed WWE Championship, Cody, Love Everybody Rose versus John Cena. I don't give a fuck. If Cena didn't go heel or go human being or whatever the fuck he wants to put it, I would have said Cena 100%. Cody's going to retain, but I think Cody is going heel because Cody is going to truly take the offer. And I think this is going to be a swerve of all swerves because if you think about this whole thing, Cena didn't need The Rock to go heel. It was a good visual, but he has not mentioned The Rock. He has not stood next to The Rock since it happened. So there's no partnerships. Normally, if you go on a corporation, Vince is in your pocket every week. Cena has not, and Cena is, you gotta understand, Cena is a masterful storyteller. Masterful. And everything Cena was doing and saying in the ring, even when he took bumps, it all had a purpose. So Cena never aligned with The Rock. And I think that's what people are misconstruing. He just looked at him and was like, get this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And he got down on him, did what he had to do. That was all on Cena's accord. The promos he cut, everything was factual and dropped bars. So he didn't, I don't think he joined. So I think what's going to happen is Cody is going to end up joining. And it's going to be a double turn. I know people are like, oh, I want to see a double turn, but that's a better story. That's a better story because, see, people are thinking, they're taking this as Cena turned heel. He told you, I'm not a baby face. I'm not a heel. I'm a human being. He told you the story. And people still, like, that's the silly part with this. That's why I said at WrestleMania, Cena's going to lose because Cody's going to truly turn heel. And he's gonna and they're gonna join a super faction that I quietly see happening right now, led by The Rock. And then Triple H is going to have to quickly galvanize him a team to come back to Rock team because these two motherfuckers are the two main authority figures of the company. Watch my words. And I didn't forget about that. I'm gonna look at the roster and build a legitimate team that The Rock can have and that fucking Triple H can have. It's gonna happen. It's going to happen. But yeah, I have Cody retaining, heel turn, and then we're gonna have Cena chasing number 17 for the rest of this year to try to get number 17. But I've always said Cena chasing it is much more better than him getting it. Because think about it, if he wins as the fans look at it as a heel, would that really mean anything? That's one of the most greatest moments ever. But that's my review. That's what I think's gonna happen. Night 1, night 2. Like I said, if any other match kind of creep out or something like that, I'll let you guys know. I'll add it to it. But so far, it's a decent card. Night 2 look a little light, so we might get something. You know, you might get a Kelsey Green opening match against fucking, I don't know, B-Fab or Milliams or whatever. So we'll just stay tuned, check it out. Enjoy your Sunday, guys. So this should be dropped. I did it now. It should be dropped in the next hour or two with all the edits and stuff. So enjoy your Sunday, and we out. Peace. Oh, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit.